Good morning, girly, and happy Sunday. So, first off, thank you for our 3K follows. We are almost at 3K subscribers. Sorry, not followers, subscribers. You guys love me so much. We are almost to 4K, so I just wanted to say thank you. And the Wispy volume lash video views have been going crazy. So, let's go ahead and let's do a Wispy Hybrid set with my client. So what a Wispy Hybrid set is just like Wispy Volume, except we also add some classic lashes in the mix. So we are going to be adding some spikes, and then we are going to be adding some classic lashes, and then we are going to go in and add our volume. So just wanted to say a quick thank you before we dive in with the video and get started. Since you guys have been loving the Wispy volume content and the Wispy content, and then we're going to dive in and share more of this. So today we're not going to do any business related tips or anything like that. Really just want to help you ladies perfect your volume Wispy hybrid sort of looks, if that's what you're looking to create. Wispy looks are super popular. So we started 2024. I'm in Lubbock, Texas, and today's Sunday. We just had our first freeze of, I guess, the winter, starting like our winter. So it's super crazy because December was so hot and now it's freezing cold. Like right now it's literally 9 degrees. I think the wind chill makes it like 0. So it's freezing outside. So anyways, thank y'all for hanging out with me this morning, and I hope y'all are staying warm. And what's the weather looking like? Where are you at? Where are you located at? What's the weather looking like over there? It is freezing over here. Okay, so I'm going to go in and add my spikes, add my volume lashes. Always make sure and brush out your lash extensions after you place them on your tray. It makes application easier, whether you are fanning or looking to make spikes. It really helps me out with my spikes whenever I am making my spikes for my lash client. So I don't go and use any super bonder unless I'm going for like a really neat wispy look or wet look. Then I'll place the bonder on those lashes to make those spikes, but I don't like making my spikes with the bonder first because I don't know, it's just picking up an application and sometimes they're just too thick for me. So I like to just pick up my regular volume lashes and make the spike by hand, which is what you see me doing. So dip into my clear lash glue, run that across my glue slit, and then grab the top of the lashes. That way that volume fan doesn't open up. It acts more as a spike, and that's what we want to do for her top natural lash layer. Okay, so we are using D-curl on my client. My client usually gets like a full mega volume wispy lash set, but she came in this time and she was like, I want something just a little bit more simpler. She's like, I was looking at pictures from when I barely started coming to you, and my client Desiree has been with me for, I believe, 3 going on 4 years now. So she got inspired by some of the more simpler sets that we had created and made when she first came to me. So over time, sometimes, girl, your lash client is just like, it gets fuller and longer and bigger. But my client was like, you know what, let's go back to our roots and let's do like a Wispy hybrid. And so I really liked it. She said she was going on a trip with her man, so she kind of just wanted something that, looked more complimentary, more natural for their everyday wake up for their weekend trip. So I was like, say less, girl, I got you. So we are doing D-curl, and for Desiree's set, we are going in and we are placing our spikes first. So the way Desiree's eye shape is and the way her natural lashes are, it's very easy for me to place my spikes without losing all of her bottom natural lashes as well too. So it's very easy for me to place my spikes on her. Her lashes are separated like natural, middle, and then bottom natural lashes. So we are going to go in, and I don't know why I chose to do my mapping in like the middle of this set. But anyways, I'm going to tell you what the mapping is right now, and then we're going to actually see me placing my numbers down as well too in the middle. Okay, but for her, we started off with some 16s on the outer corner. She does like to go a little bit longer. So 15s, 16s on her very outer corner towards the arch of her brow. And then I just work my way down. So 14s, 13s, 12s, and 11s for her spikes. Okay, so yeah, so 15s, 16s that you see me placing right now, 15s again, 14s, 13s, and then 12s, and then 11s, because we worked all the way up into, I think, like 10 or 9s in her very, very inner corner of her eyelid towards her nose area. But she does still like flare on the outside, so yeah, that's why we went in and added those 16s and those 15s towards the outer corner. Okay. My client does like extra wispy, so I placed regular spikes down first. However, remember, we also go and place in classic lashes as the spikes as well. I don't place classics for the base volume size. I place classic for the spikes because she said she wanted a little bit more oomph. So I usually do double up on my spikes, and then I also am going to place down classic lashes, and then we're going to do volume. So this step right here alone can take you anywhere from 35 to maybe an hour just to place spikes and get placement of the spikes. That's why wispy sets and sets like this usually cost more, because it is a customized set tailored to each of our clients' eyes and face shape and yeah, all of that. But yes, do remember that whenever it comes to placing your spikes, you always want to place them on the top natural lash layer. Remember, if you're going to double up, place them in the middle and on the top. But whatever you do, do not place your spikes at the very bottom. They will get lost in the set, and then you won't be able to see them, and your clients will be like, it's not really wispy, and then she won't like it, and then she won't return, and then you're out of lash business. No, I'm just kidding. It's okay. Perfecting wispy can take a little bit of time, but don't worry. If you need help with the wispy sets and perfecting them, I have another video where I actually talk about just creating like the wispy and how to work with the wispy. But I feel like I've tried my best to help y'all out on all of these tutorials. And now I would like to say that I am the reason that everyone in Lubbock is a wispy queen, because whenever I first started doing lashes, no one was offering anything wispy, nothing like strip lash, nothing in Lubbock. Okay, I'm in Lubbock. It's a small town, so no one was offering anything like this. And then my Lubbock, my small city girl, I ended up going to the bigger city, which was Dallas, Fort Worth, and I loved Fort Worth because it was just so much culture. It was just so much diversity, and I liked the girls over there because everyone had like their own style. Even though a lot of them looked similar, you could tell that everyone was different in their own way. And so yeah, I always shout out Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, because I just like the vibes over there. And whenever I went over there, I got to experience different things in my lash business that I wouldn't get to experience here in Lubbock. Lubbock's just a really small town, very, mom and pop sort of vibes. And so it was really nice to be able to bring the city girl vibes into somewhere like a small town such as Lubbock, especially with the lash business. So I think that's super cool. Anyways, are you a lash artist? Are you a lash artist in a different city right now? Or are you lashing from your hometown? Let me know in the comments. I was actually showing you just right now that I'm not using my ring light to record. A lot of people ask me, what do I use to record? I have a selfie stick stand. Oh my gosh, I cannot think of the name. Okay, I'm fixing to go in and add our classic lashes now since I've placed down all my spikes. I cannot think of the name. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's focus on our spikes, okay? 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, and then 15 again on the very outer corners, okay? So these are all of our spike sizes and our classic lash sizes, okay? So you can see 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 16, 16, 15, okay? And just play with your spikes as you want to. You know, you can add links as long as 2 millimeters higher than your base size, or you can go 4 millimeters, or if you want to go big and bold, you can go maybe 5 or 6 millimeters. Just be cautious that those spikes are going to be extra long, and make sure your client knows that, okay? But again, mapping 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 16, 16, and 15 again on the very outer corners. Remember, always go shorter on our outer corners. That way it accentuates our sets, makes them look really nice, and does not bother our client's outer corners on her eyelids, okay? So those are our spikes and our classic lashes, okay? Like I said, I don't remember why I did my mapping in the middle of her set. I usually do the mapping at the beginning, but I don't know. You know, sometimes it happens like that, okay? As you can see, I also do have my lash tape pushing her eyelids up, because this helps with my application as well too, especially with decurl, since decurl can be so curly. Okay, now I'm going to go in and use a different pen to mark my base sizes. Okay, so we are going to go in with 11s, with 12s, with 13s, 14s, and then again 13s on the very outer corner, okay? And this is going to be our volume. So for our volume, remember, we're doing a hybrid set, so our volume is not going to be like super mega volume, not even regular volume. It's going to be more on the lighter side, since we are going for a hybrid set, okay? So make sure to know that, because sometimes I think people think Wispy Hybrid and they think it has to be super full, and sometimes it can get super full, but you do want to remember you are doing a hybrid set. So we're going to do more narrow and medium volume fans to give our client her coverage, okay? Since we've already gone in and done our spikes, now we're going to go in and place our classic lashes, okay? So remember, with your classic lashes, isolate the lash. Once you isolate and you have found your natural lash, then you're going to go in and dip your classic lash into your glue ring and then apply your classic lash, okay? So as you can see, go in, dip our classic lash, and then place. Okay, so anyways, back to the phone stand. I'm going to find it and I will put the Amazon link below. Anyways, this phone stand is amazing. I love it. It helps me get a lot of really, really good content. I do not like my ring light phone stand because I don't know. I just don't like it. I have done a lot of recorded content that way, and it just has not been my vibe. I like to use the one that I'm using now. And I found it on YouTube. Actually, I was watching a podcast on YouTube, and one of these content creators had recommended it, and I have never went back since. So I really need to remember what the name of it is. That way I can share it with you guys. Because if you're a lash artist, you know, making content, recording content is super, super important. But the ring light views aren't always the best. Oh, and I really stopped using it too because I have a big old huge iPhone, and the clip on the stand just always it squeezes the heck out of my phone, and sometimes it makes it want to pop out and fall out. So yeah, I don't like that. Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. Classic placement. Have you done classic placement? Are you working on classic placement? Have you tried? I know a lot of times whenever it comes to placing classic lashes, sometimes I get a little frustrated because I'm not really doing a whole lot of classic lash sets. I'm doing a lot of wispy, a lot of volume. So sometimes when I go back to classic roots, I'm like, oh my gosh, I forget how awesome it is to place classic lashes. But I do not like how long it takes to fill in the client's natural lashes with classic lash placement. I guess with volume and wispy, and volume lashes in general, you start filling in the lashes in certain areas and it just starts getting so full so fast. Whereas with the classic lashes, you just place one by one by one. And you could be sitting there lashing for an hour and a half and still feel like, oh my God, I didn't do anything. Just because the classic lashes are so dainty. I actually did do a classic lash set, actually maybe a month ago, and I should put the tutorial on here for you guys, because I think sometimes we need to just go back to the basics, because sometimes we just forget. Sometimes, like I said, we get carried away in all of these strip lashes and sets like this. But always remember, practice wet set, practice classic lashing. Not every client is going to want a super full mega volume wispy set, okay? So make sure and practice your classic lashing, okay? And so the same thing, remember, with my classic lashes, I'm still using the same size as I would for my spike. So right now I'm placing a spike 16, right? Sorry, not a spike, a classic lash 16 in the same space where I have put my spikes as well too. If you haven't tried to do a wispy set with classic and spikes, I definitely recommend it. It's super pretty and it just comes out really, really pretty. And like I said, sometimes if your client doesn't know what she wants, always tell her, be like, we could try a wispy hybrid, see how you like a hybrid first. Some of your clients will come back and say, oh, the classic lashes felt like crazy, or I still want more fullness. If they're saying that, then you transition over to like a regular wispy volume set instead of hybrid. But if your client's a little skeptical and she's a little sketchy and she doesn't want it to come out too much, I would always recommend dropping down to a hybrid set instead of doing the full volume, mega volume look, okay? Not everyone likes this look. Please don't do mega volume on everyone. And also, please don't do cat eye on everyone, okay? For Desiree, we usually do open eye, but her eye shape is pretty prominent, so it allows her to do whatever sort of mapping. So that's like today, how we have like 13s, 14s, 15s, 16s. It's not really a cat eye, it's more of regular links going across. But don't put a cat eye on everyone, okay? Try some different lash mappings, open eyes, squirrel eyes. Like, there's tons of eye shapes and eye mappings that you can try. So just dare to be bold, okay? Dare to be versatile and try a different look, okay? If your client doesn't like, most of the time, if your client's like, just try whatever, girl, that means she trusts you and she's gonna allow you to work, and if she doesn't like it, she'll just come in and be like, oh yeah, let's do it like how we did last time, or let's do it how we did the time before last. But your clients are never gonna be like, oh my god, I hate these are ridiculous. If they're telling you, I'm open to you trying, and trying and see what you like, see what you think as well too, just remember that that's completely okay? So just have fun with it. All right, that's one thing I will say. Wispy sets, even though sometimes they could be harder to complete, just have fun with it, I promise. And you can't go wrong. You really can't. Even though it's like, make sure you put the spikes on this layer and you do this on that, and like I said, it's the only way you can mess up a wispy set is placing all your spikes on the very bottom lash layer and then placing your volume on top. Like, that's kind of the only way you can mess it up. But I know you've watched 1,000 wispy tutorials and they're telling you, don't place the spikes on the bottom lash layer, okay? Do not place the spikes. Place the spikes on the top natural lash layer, okay? So, excuse me, it is freezing. It's so cold. I'm sitting in my office right now making this tutorial and I did not turn the heater on and I'm shaking. It's so cold outside. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me go turn the heater on. Okay, girly, so remember, this is all decurl, okay? So all the mapping you're seeing, from our spikes to our classic lashes to our volume, everything is decurl, okay? My client loves a good deep curl, so that's what we are going to be doing for her whole set, okay? Now, after you place your spikes, we're going to go and place our classic lashes. This can take you a little bit, okay? Like I said, if this is going to take you about an hour or so, we haven't even gotten into our volume yet. So please make sure, like I said, just take your time when it comes to placing your spikes. Also, when it comes to placing your classic lashes as well, too, you really want to make sure that you apply them correctly, that you have enough adhesive, that they stick, okay? If you go and place your classic lashes and then you go and brush out and all your classic lashes are falling out, that means you either didn't place them correctly or you didn't have enough glue on them. So make sure that you, like I said, you isolate the same way you would place a spike is the same way we're going to place a classic lash. Remember, with the spikes, since it's not regular volume and we don't want our volume fans to fan out, you're going to dip your spikes the same way you would a classic lash extension, okay? So remember, with classic lash extension glue dipping, you're dipping about 70 to 80% 80% of that classic lash into your adhesive. Same thing with your spike. You do want to make sure so if your clients come in and they say their spikes fall out super fast, and that they don't last, and that they're like, I want the wispies to last, but they don't last. Okay, it could be that you are not using enough adhesive, or you are not applying them correctly. So just make sure that you're using that 70 to 80% glue dipping when it comes to your classic lashes and your spikes. Okay, the only time that we do not dip or use a lot of glue is whenever we are creating volume fans. Why? Because our volume fans are shorter. They have a short stem, so you do not need a lot of lash adhesive to apply the lash and to make your volume fan. Okay, the only time you need to use a lot of lash glue is with your spikes or is with your classic lashes. Okay, but with volume, do not use a lot of adhesive or glue, because it'll close up your volume fan, and no one likes that. So if you're making volume fans right now and you're like, every time I make one it closes up, you're using too much glue. Okay, even if it fans first and then you go and apply it to the natural lash and then it closes up after you place it on the natural lash, you're using too much glue. Okay, so in a perfect world, this whole process would be sped up, but it's not. So take your time on it. Okay, this is why, on our last video not the last video, but the video before, we were talking about, can I really charge $300 plus for lash sets? Can I really charge this per hour? So what do you do, girl? Because I know what I have for my menu is I actually have a one set price for all of my sets. Okay, we were talking about this last time. Your clients don't know what volume, wispy volume, hybrid, classic, they don't know what all of that is. We know what that is because we're lash artists, but our clients don't know all of these terms. So how about if you just have one full price for all of your lash sets? Because if you think about it, all of the lash sets take you about the same time to complete anyways. Okay, I don't know, for you, classic takes me a little bit longer, so people get surprised that I would actually charge more for classic than I would for volume, but it's because it took me longer. But now in general, I just have one set price for all of my lash sets. Okay, so whether you want classic, hybrid, volume, wispy volume, angel eye, whatever it is that you want, all of my lash sets are all $300 to $350 plus. Okay, yes, it does go more. If you want super mega full volume, yeah, we're gonna do like $500 for that set, especially if it's taking me it's not even about how long it takes you to complete the set. It really isn't, girl. It's about the outcome. It's about the quality. It's about the experience that we are giving our clients. Okay, I know I'm in Lubbock, Texas, and I have had tons of clients tell me that they have never had an experience like they have had when they're in my space. They're like, you're nice, you're talkative, you communicate, the lashes are good, your space is clean. They're like, you would be amazed at all of these girls who are actually, girl, if someone's charging more than you and they're giving a bad service and you're charging less and you're giving a really good service, then that should just reflect on your prices. Okay, our prices are a reflection of our outcome that we are giving our clients. If your clients see that you are charging for a nice outcome, they're going to assume that you're going to give them a really, really good experience, a really good set. Now, this isn't always the case, like I said, because sometimes they go to people who are charging more and they have a really bad experience. But do you want to be the person who charges more and you give them a really, really great experience? Or do you want to be the person who charges less and you give them a really, really great experience, and then they get to take that extra money and go have dinner and you don't, So I'm sorry. I know I said I wasn't going to go into business, but it's just so hard. It's so hard sometimes because this is a business. This is our business, And like I said, look at how long it's taking me. I just started placing volume. Okay. It took me, obviously I sped up the video. I sped up this process because this video is actually like 160 minutes long. So I sped up the video just for you guys, but I was real life, like in real time, gonna upload this whole video step by step by step. This set took me about 3 hours to complete. And so, like I said, I'd made $300 off this set because I'm making $100 per hour per set. And that's how I like to charge. Okay. How do you want to charge? Do you want to, like, because a lot of times girls are like, oh, I really want to help people and I really want to, it's like, that's great. But when you were working that job, girl, and you're working all those hours, working 80, 90 hours a week, and, barely making anything. Now that you're a lash artist, we don't want to do that to you. You should be making your worth, okay? Just a quick little backstory while we're starting our volume fanning, okay? So now we're placing our volume, and remember, our volume, this is hybrid volume, so our volume fans are going to be more narrow to more medium size volume fans, okay? But now, just a little backstory as we are watching our volume placement. There was a time where I was like doing trade for trades with hairstylists, tattoo stylists, and I don't think I've ever had lash artist trade for trade. But anyways, okay, so both of my hairstylist and my tattoo artist girl, they're amazing. They're bomb at what they do. And so if you're in Lubbock, Texas, you may know them. So I used to go to 50 Strands of Cindy. She was at Salon Madrid. I was going to her until I had the whole family fall out. Then I wasn't able to go back to the salon, so I had to give up my blonde because I couldn't go and see her anymore. And it really, really sucked because she is the best blonding specialist in Lubbock, Texas. Anyways, this girl spent like 4.5 hours on my hair, gives me a great experience, comfy, we had wine, we had, snacks while she's doing my hair, while she's color transforming me. It's a whole experience. It's a whole great experience to be in her presence, to talk with her, and to be getting a service done that is transforming the way I'm going to look. At the end of our service, I was prepared to pay her like $400, $500 easily. I understood that. I knew that. That's what she was worth. Plus, if I would have had like 700, I probably would have been like, yeah, it really is. I didn't get extensions, but just the whole experience, spent the whole day, and my hair looks really, really good. It feels healthy, and this is exactly what I want. So because she gave me exactly what I want and the whole experience was there, I really wanted to pay her worth. Lo and behold, I said, Cindy, how much is it? And she was like, oh, it's only going to be 120 or 150. And I was like, no. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, you spent all this time. And she was like, no, really, don't worry about it. I was just taking my time because I wanted it to be perfect, and all this stuff. And I was like, girl, this is crazy. Like, you're worth so much more. She's like, am I? She's like, sometimes I forget to charge people for the shampoos and for this and extra add-ons. I'm like, girl, no, that is your money. Like, you are worth so much more. Like, so that really surprised me that she had just, you spend all this time, and she's like, oh, no, it's only 150. And I'm like, girl, if you divide that 150 by 4, you're only making like $20 an hour in there. And it's like, to some people, $20 sounds like a lot, but you're not thinking about product. You're not thinking about rent. You're not thinking about just all the stuff that comes into running a business. So that was the first incident where I was like, wow, us women really don't know our worth, especially in the beauty industry, because we're not being taught, our worth. So that was the first incident. The second incident was my tattoo stylist. So my tattoo stylist, she's still in Lubbock as well. Her name is Lacey, and she is an amazing tattoo stylist. She has done my husband's full sleeve. She has done all of my dainty small tattoos. I just love her. So there was a point where me and her were trading as well too. And lashes for tattoos. So girl, there's some really cool trades you can find in the industry, like really cool people who like will love to trade with you. However, you just always want to make sure that it equals up, like hair equals up because it's the same amount, if not a little bit more than lashes. Tattoos equal up because it's the same, if not a little bit more than lashes, So there are some people that you can find that you can trade with that is valuable, like spray tans or braids or things like that. Sometimes that's just not, even nails, sometimes it's just not as valuable because their services are a little bit less and you don't have to go in and see them as much. So like with the tattoo stylist, like I wasn't going and seeing her every other day for a tattoo, so I ended up racking up like $750 worth of tattoo credit. And it kind of sucked for my tattoo artist because, like I said, she still is an amazing tattoo artist. However, she was like working for a tattoo shop, and girl, she was not making any of her money. She was like, yeah, no, I have to pay them. I only keep a percentage. And, they say, cause they buy paper towels and they buy all our supplies and things like that. And I'm just like, girl, no, like you could probably be making more even if you decided to work from a private office or even, be a travel tattoo artist, like you would make more. And she just didn't see her worth. We don't see our worth, especially as women, and no one tells us and no one shows us and no one, so that's why I'm here, Coach Kristen here, as your lash artist, as your beauty business coach, as just your life coach, learning our worth, figuring out how things really work. Like it really is, like, it's not until someone tells you, like, hey girl, you're worth more. And even then, sometimes it's really hard to be like, am I, like, everyone's saying I'm worth this. And then if I go up more, people say it's not worth it, or my prices are too much, or, like, girl, those just aren't your people. That's all that means. Like, because like I said, I was willing to pay my hairstylist $400, yet she's over here messing with clients who are like 150, 120, and they don't even want to pay her worth. They're not like, hey, did you add on my color? Did you add on that shampoo? Did you add on the blowout and style? Did you, like, there's tons of things that, like, that we should be charging for when it comes to our beauty business. But anyways, okay, rant over. That was just my story because, on our last Wispy volume tutorial, we were talking about pricing and talking about how much can I really charge as a lash artist. And girl, I mean, heck, if you want to charge $1,000 for your sets, you could charge $1,000. Who's going to tell you something? No one. And if you're like, oh my gosh, like, no one's going to book, guess what, girl? All it takes is one client, and some clients like, oh my God, it's $1,000. I'm going to book, because why would she be charging $1,000? People get curious, okay? Whenever people see a higher price tag on things, it shows value in something. It shows, like, that something that another lash artist in the area doesn't, because they're like, why is everyone 150 but this girl's 300? I want to go to this girl that's 300, because everyone that's 150, I bet you it's just a regular service, but the $300 service, I bet you it's something like that. It's an experience. It's something I'm not going to get anywhere else, so just really, really understand that. I feel like it's super important to understand. Okay. So anyways, we are working through. Now we are placing our volume. Okay. So lightly pinching. As you can see, I have very narrow fans. I have more long stem volume fans than I have like short and wide volume. Okay. So remember, whenever you're trying to create more of a hybrid look, more of not like a super mega volume look, you want to make sure that your fans are not very big, that they're not bold. You're not going to the very base of that volume and making a super big volume fan. We are making medium and narrow fans. Okay, so if you don't know the difference between long stem and short stem volume, then you should definitely make sure and go check out my volume videos, my volume technique videos, where I talk about the difference between narrow fans, medium fans, super big volume fans. That way you can really know there is a difference, and each fan will give you a different look on your client. Okay, so my client has a lot of natural lashes. Even though you can't really tell from looking at this angle, she has a lot of small baby lashes. So it does take me a minute with Desiree. Now, when Desiree comes in, she's the type of client who, she comes in, she's super sweet. She's always, hey girl, how are you? And then I place her iPads down, we start lashing, and she is passed out. Desiree loves to fall asleep in my chair. She works really, really hard. So when she comes into me, she knows that she can fall asleep comfortably, that she's going to leave with some amazing lashes. And yeah, she gets to enjoy her experience, and I get to enjoy making great content with her. Okay, so this is one lash tip I recommend to my girls, to all of you on here. If you are a lash artist, if you have a client who you feel really feels really comfortable with you, and you feel really comfortable with her, and she comes in and she falls asleep and she gets real comfortable, girl, this is when I make my best content, is whenever my clients come in, they fall asleep. It's a lot harder to make content when your client's talking constantly, and so you have to talk back to her, and you can't record, and you're trying to save videos, and you can't focus because she's asking you questions, and you're like, wait, what'd you just say? So if you have a client who comes in and she, snoozes away, girl, make your content. Okay. Another lash tip that I would say is, if you are like me, I never have phone storage in my phone. So sometimes how I make my content is I go to Instagram and I just go to the story section. I create small clips that way because they have minute section clips. So I'll just save sections of the lash set and then save them to my phone, and then later put the clips together to make a video. However, sometimes my phone just does not let me be great. It just does. Funny backstory really quickly before I dive into this lash tip. Whenever I went to go trade in my phone with AT&T. I told the guy I need I need a phone with phone storage. I've always had an iPhone, okay, but iPhones just go through storage like crazy. So I told him I need a phone with more storage because I'm a lash artist. I'm a lash school owner. I'm a content creator. I need this phone for more storage. Long story short, my husband just kept talking and talking and talking to this kid, and the kid did not pay attention to what he was doing. So girl, he gives me a newer phone with the same storage. I'm paying for a brand new phone with the same amount of storage. So, oh my God, you would not believe whenever I first got the phone and I transferred everything over, and I thought I was going to just have all this storage. And then as soon as I downloaded everything from my old phone to my new phone was like, your device storage is low. And I was like, oh my freaking gosh. So girl, oh my God. Like, okay, anyways, this is leading into my tip, okay? My video tip. If you're ever out of storage, but you need to record and you need content, just go to TikTok live, be on live. And at the end of your TikTok live, you can actually save that to your phone. Okay. You can download it. You can save it. I think that's super awesome because Instagram doesn't have that. I have tried to go live on Instagram. I've tried to share videos on Instagram, longer videos, longer form content, and it does not let me live. Like, it literally just does not. Instagram does not let you save lives, doesn't let you save your long form content. And I think that really, really sucks because I'm like, that's when I'm giving my best content, is when I'm on live and when I'm doing my longer form video content. So anyways, go to TikTok, go hop on your live. Okay. Everyone on live is usually really nice. You don't even have to answer. Some people won't even talk to you the whole time you're on there, I was scared to get on TikTok live because I was like, everyone's going to start asking all these questions and I'm going to feel obligated to answer them. And I don't want to do that because I just want to lash my client. I don't want to be answering questions while I'm lashing. But sometimes if your client is nice, like Desiree, I've asked her, can I go on TikTok live and do Q&A while I'm lashing you? And she's like, yeah, for sure, girl. That's fine. And she still falls asleep. She's still comfortable. However, some clients are like, I don't want to be on live, or I don't want or I don't know, and I don't feel comfortable, so always make sure you have client consent as well too. It's super important. But yeah, so I actually made this video on TikTok live. I went on TikTok, I was live, I was answering some questions as I was completing my lash set. But for the most part, I honestly was just super glad that I was able to record the whole time, show you guys the whole set, from beginning to end, from, placing the spikes all the way down to taking off the iPads at the very end. So I really try to focus on letting you guys see the whole experience, but sometimes it's really hard because my phone just doesn't let me live. So anyways, as you can see, we are working our way through with our volume. Okay, our volume isn't super big. We are having just enough coverage to give her a nice subtle look, but still give her something you can see. Okay, so we have our spikes down, we have our classic lashes down. After you do that, like I said, spikes and sometimes placement can take you the longest, but once you complete that and you start working on your volume, then it gets super, super fun from there, girl, because then it's just all fill-in since you already have your base down, okay? Some people do like to place their spikes at the very last. I used to do this too. Like I said, there's never a set way I start my volume set. It goes based off my client's eye shape and what she is wanting is how I start my set. So sometimes I start with my spike, sometimes I start with my volume and tape up the top natural lash layer. It really just depends on what kind of, like I said, what kind of mood I'm in. Also, what are my client's eyes doing? What are her natural lashes doing? And what set is she looking for? What is it that she wants to do? Okay. And then that's kind of how I start my set. But like I said, tape is your BFF. Tape is your best friend, okay? So if you haven't checked out my tape tutorial, make sure and go check that out where I share all of the tape tricks, all of everything that you need to really, really get in on those lashes, okay? Okay, and then I'm going to brush her lashes out and make sure do not brush a lot, okay? Do not be one of those girls who brushes the lashes 20 times in 1 minute, okay? You're just wasting your time. Don't do that. If you're having a problem placing your volume fans on your inner corner, make sure and use your tape, okay? You can tape it like how I've taped up her eyelid right now, or you can try the inner corner, outer corner taping trick. Like I said, you need to head over to that tape module and check that one out because if you're not using tape to make your sets, if you're not using tape to make your life easier while you're lashing, girl, you are missing out. And I guarantee you, once you start using your tape, you're going to feel a whole lot better. Okay. What tape should I use? What tape do you recommend? Okay. I like the I like the micropore tape from Amazon. However, I have been getting back into the paper tape as well. I know most of you ladies do start out with paper tape, and then you work your way from the micropore tape all the way up to the what's that blue tape that everyone uses? I don't like the big tape, okay? I used to use the big tape where you had to cut it and then cut it down the middle. I don't like that. I like the tape that comes in the rolls and that's just like, you place it down, and that's it. Like, I don't like the tape that you have to cut up a whole lot, and I don't know, I just don't like it. So, but anyways, this is my micropore tape, and I'm using from Amazon. And then I used my paper tape to tape up her eyelid. Okay, so depending on your client, like her skin, her oils, things like that, sometimes the tape won't stick. So like I said, just keep a couple different tapes on you. That way you always have options. Okay, we always need options when it comes to being a lash artist, because being a lash artist is all fun and games until you get that one client that has extra oily skin, and the tape doesn't want to stick, but yet she has super straight lashes, so you're like, I need something to help it out. So yeah, being a lash artist is fun. Alrighty, just working in with our volume. So remember, on our inner corners right there, we're doing 11s, 12s, and then we'll work our way out to 13s and 14s, and then back again to 13s on the outer corner. Okay. Are you having trouble working with shorter lash lengths, whether that's volume or your spikes? Are you experiencing issues with that? If so, maybe you need to work up with your tweezers. You need to work up higher on the lash hair. Okay, so if you're having a hard time pinching, or you go to dip and the glue the glue runs up my fan with the short lashes, so that's 11s, 10s, 9s, 8s, anything within those ranges, those are shorter lash extension sizes to work with. So what I recommend is, like I said, you pick up the hair higher up on the tweezers. Okay, so if you head to that volume module, like I said, picking up the hair differently. Okay, so whether you pick up the hair on the top or in the middle or at the very base is going to define how big your volume lash is. Okay, so since we're making narrow fans, you want to pick up the lash hair in the middle towards the top of the lash hair, because we don't want the fan to fan out super big, and we want a longer stem volume fan. Okay, so if you don't know what these terms mean, like I said, just go check out the volume lash tutorial video, and all of this will start making way more sense. Okay, but anyways, I really want to know, what are the next videos that you ladies really want. Okay, I know you guys like to watch the wispies. I know wispy lashes are super popular, but I do think that 2024, this trend is going to kind of die down just a little bit. Not completely go away. Okay, I don't think wispy lashes will ever go away ever again. Even though the wispy lashes, all of these trends barely started after COVID, all of this actually really started. All of the wispy lashes. I know I started practicing wispies while we were in COVID. I was practicing with my mannequin, but I definitely think some of the other lash trends are going to be a little bit more popular. So the angel eye sets. I think classic lashes are going to make a comeback this year as well too. Just with kind of people wanting more of natural, more everyday. That's my prediction for 2024. I think the super mega full volume sets are going to kind of dwindle away. Like I said, I think we're still going to have our regular wispy volume, even, our dramatic wispy, but I don't think that all of the super black, super dark mega volume sets are going to be as popular this year. That's just my 2024 prediction. But what's yours? What do you think you're going to spend the most time focusing on this year? What do you think is going to be the biggest challenges, or what do you think is going to be some obstacles that you're going to face this year? Drop a chat below in the comments. Let me know, because I just want to know. What are y'all lash artists going through? I'm sharing experiences from what I'm going through. I try to share experiences from what my clients and my students are going through as well. But hey girl, if you want to learn lashes and you want to get your lash license, this is exactly what I'm here for. This is why I create these tutorials and really help you ladies out with business, help you ladies out with lashes, with life, and just everything in between, because we are a lash university. So my main goal is to bring the best content that I can to you until you enroll in my school. Once you enroll in my school, you will realize that everything that you're watching on here is even more in depth in the school and very hands-on for you to learn. And if you're in Texas and you don't want to go sit in cosmetology or esthetician school, hey girl, our school is completely online. You do not have to do any in-person classes, and it's only 320 hours. You can complete your lash license hours and get your lash license in as little as 12 weeks, okay? So if you want to learn lashes and you want to become a licensed lash artist and become that licensed lash artist, then definitely make sure and read the description below in my bio. You will find out how to get a hold of me and how we can get in touch and make this a reality. Because girl, if you're in Texas and you just have a certification, you need a lash license to legally work in Texas, okay? And I know a lot of these certification classes are saying all you need is this certification and you're good to go. No, girl, you definitely do need a license to work, especially in the state of Texas, okay? So if you need your license, I can help you out. Like I said, we're completely online. I have students all over. I have students in Beaumont. I have students in Houston. I have students in Austin. I have students in Dallas. I have students in Amarillo. I have students in Seymour. I have students in Abilene. I have students in Lubbock, but all across Texas, especially if you are in one of the smaller cities and you don't live in your city and you don't want to commute back and forth. You don't have time to commute back and forth from class to home. Girl, our license is completely online, okay? You can learn everything, learn lashes, learn business, get your license, and learn how to actually become a thriving lash artist. The reason why most lash artists, excuse me, are failing right now is because they don't have a license. Like I said, you only have a certification. Two, you don't have an ideal client. You don't even know how to get clients in. I actually was just speaking with a student from Houston the other day, and she was like, girl, so I took a class, paid thousands for the class. I thought the class was going to set me up. She was like, I was very disappointed because the class, I had already known everything that the class shared. She's like, the class was really fast. They didn't let us practice anything. They were trying to get us in and get us out. She was like, so I was very, very upset that I didn't learn. I paid all this money for technique and I still need a license. She goes, and then no one was telling me that I need a license. So I'm paying all this money for certifications. She was like, yeah, it is just, she was like, it's no one told me. So I'm here to tell you, girl, don't do certifications. Then she was like, I was working from home. I thought that because I was working at home, that's why I didn't have as many clients. She's like, so then I moved into a salon and now she's like, I really don't have clients. She's like, so it's true what you say, you can have the space, you can have the setup, you can even have the skill, but if you don't know how to market, you don't know how to run your business, you don't know how to get clients in, then your business is basically non-existent. It really is. It's non-existent in the lash extension world. So please don't do that to yourself. Give yourself every opportunity to become the best lash artist, the best lash business that you can be. I really want that for you. And if you want that for yourself, this year is the year 2024 and beyond. We are making all of our dreams come true. And so I'm super excited to say that my student who actually just experienced that, she just enrolled in HM Lash University. And so we're super excited because now she's going to actually be able to take her skill and enhance it, know how to run business, know how to get a client in now. And so we're super excited for her because this is what all of our students come in complaining about. We complain about all of these certification classes that aren't like I said, my certification classes, luckily all of my students are able to go and thrive off of just our 1-day classes. However, there's a lot of people out there who really don't care. And that's why I said, if you don't care about being the best lash artist, if you don't care about serving your ladies in your community the best, if you don't care about creating a successful, sustainable, thriving lash business, and you're just here for the money, girl, don't become a lash artist. There's plenty of lash artists who don't care out here, okay? So don't just become a lash artist just for money, because clients notice that. They notice that. And that's another reason why my student just signed up with us. She was like, I've been going and getting my lashes done for years. She's like, my lash artist rushes. She never gives me a lash bath. She never talks to me. She never communicates with me. Okay, so girl, if you're someone who's like interested in learning lashes or becoming a licensed lash artist, you're going to somewhere right now, you're not having a good experience, you're leaving just like, oh my God, I just paid her and it's just not the best. Learn from that, girl. Okay. That's an experience again that you wouldn't want to put on another client, and you wouldn't probably want anyone else. You probably like, how I tell my girls to service their people is, think about this, how you'd want someone to treat your mom or your grandma. You know, you would want them, you would hope and pray that people are being nice and being considerate, and so do the same thing with your clients and your customers. Okay, not talking, being rude, not communicating with your client. Those are all things that your clients don't like. The girls love to talk. Girls love to communicate. So even if you're not every new client that I have, I will send them a text a whole hour early and say, hey girl, this is Kristen with High Maintenance Lashes. I'm located over here. Even though my booking app does that, and that just makes me go a step beyond. Even though my booking app does it, and I legitimately don't need to text my client and tell her the location or tell her the time because she already has it. It doesn't matter. An app is telling her what she has booked. Whenever a person actually reaches out and you actually know, it helps you feel a whole lot more comfortable. So think about, and this is why also, if you're going to be a lash artist, you need to go get your lashes done first. You need to go and experience what it's like, because how are you going to know what or how to give your client a really good experience if you've never even had one yourself? Okay. So just rant over. I get super and we dove back into business. Okay. But anyways, yeah. Thank y'all for joining me in on this Wispy set. It has been fun. This set, like I said, this took me longer. I chopped it down to 56 minutes for you guys, but this set took me 3 hours, about 3.5 hours. So if I would have ran the full time, you would have been like, girl, yeah, I see why you charge this much. But this is why we charge this much. Okay. So like I said, if you want to be a legitimate lash artist this year, and you want to, stop all the running around, stop all the confusion, stop being like, I don't understand why my lash business isn't working. I don't understand, I don't want you to walk away from this, especially if you have a passion for it. Like I said, there's enough lash artists who don't care, but if you're a lash artist who does care, and you actually really want to help your clients, and you actually really want to have the best lash business, and you actually really want to be the best lash artist, girl, you need to enroll with HM Lash University. Okay. I've been looking at all these other TDLR schools. I mean, I have students calling me who have attended these other TDLR schools, and they're like, girl, they don't show you anything. All of my friends are in there paying thousands, and they're like, girl, it's not worth it. If you could find someone who's actually been in the business and learn from them, yeah, I would take that opportunity. The girls in school are actually telling the other girls that they need to take the opportunity to join my school, because they're stuck in schools that they don't like, and they're also paying a lot of money to not learn anything. Okay, girls? So that we don't want that for you. We want all of our students to, like I said, to learn and be sophisticated and be happy with all of your knowledge that you have with your lash extension business and your lash extension skills and having your license. So I think what happens a lot is, like I said, all these certified lash artists, and y'all certified lash artists, y'all are really brave. Y'all are charging what these licensed lash artists are charging. And you know what? You shouldn't even be charging anything, because you're not licensed and you need a license to legally take money in the state of Texas. So, yeah, if you need your license, girl, I'm here to help. All right. I can teach you how to do these same sets. I can teach you how to do even better flawless sets, okay? Like I said, hybrid, wispy volume, classic, learning eye shape, everything that you could think of when it comes to being a lash artist and running your lash business while getting your lash license is found in HM Lash University. So that's why I am always talking about it on all the videos and really helping you guys out. Like I said, not just with lashes and your license and business, but also personal. It's all mindset, girl. Like some of my students don't sign up because they just simply don't believe that they can do it. Like they're like, everything sounds good and everything's right, and heck, even the price isn't bad, but I just don't know if I can do it. I just don't know if I can commit to it. That's like really why most students don't sign up, is because they're afraid. You're afraid to be great, girl, and I understand, because I was afraid to be great too. I really, really was. It wasn't until I was faced with those challenges that I was like, you know what, I have a chance to stay where I'm at, or I have a chance to change my mind and take a different route and choose a different path with my lash business. And I did, because I really could have gave up, girl. I could have just gave up. I could have stopped. I could have just not kept going. Like, all the odds were always against me, especially when I started this career. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak. It really isn't. So like I said, if you don't have that itch, that drive to like really become the best and really do this, like, then don't do it, like stay where you're at or find something else. But if you are like really sure and really passionate, then girl, we need to talk. Me and you need to talk. So just check out the description below. Let me know, like I said, if you do want to work with me, then all you have to do is schedule a call, go through HM Lash University's enrollment process and schedule your call, and I will help you out there. Okay. Now we are finally finished up with our set. I know I said I was going to like stay out of business, but I did it. So I'm really sorry. Okay. But these are super simple. Like I said, these Wispy Hybrid sets are super simple to create once you know what you're doing. Because like I said, repetition again and again and again. I am a wispy lash. I've done so many wispy lashes that I am a wispy lash now. So I just know how to do it. So like I said, don't get discouraged. Just keep trying. Just keep on and you'll be okay? So make sure and seal in your client set with lash bonder. If you're not using lash bonder, maybe you have a nano mister. Run your nano mister across your client set. I am using Live Bay's lash bonder to seal in my client set. Always make sure and dry your client out for about a minute or two after you've finished lashing. Dry her out for a minute or two, and then after that, you can use your super bonder and seal in your client set, and then again dry her out one more time. And then make sure and remove your iPad safely and correctly and sensitively, okay? We don't want to pull our client's natural lashes. Make sure there's no bottom lashes attached, and voila, you are good to go, okay? So thank you for joining me in on this Wispy Hybrid tutorial. Like I said, I'm going to share the mapping, and I will also share our lash tools that we use and everything in the description below, okay? So if you have any questions or you would like me to go over something more in detail, just leave me a comment below, okay? I'm a regular girl, I'm a regular person, and I will help you out, okay? Look at how pretty those look. Oh my gosh. Okay, and I tried to get the best video I could. This is the best quality I could get. But okay, anyways, I will see you later on the next video. Okay, bye.